In the heart of Omagh, behind rusted gates and within peeling yellow walls, lies Harmony Yard, a name that contradicts everything happening inside. Here, chaos is the rule, privacy is a myth, and survival is an art. With one toilet, one kitchen, and 10 opinionated adults crammed into single rooms facing each other, life is noisy, nosy, and never dull. But when a calm, reserved banker named Clifford moves in, the yard is turned upside down. What follows is a hilarious and deeply human journey through quarrels, gossip, friendship, unexpected change, and an unforgettable romance. Once upon a time, in a Harmony Yard, there lived a young man named Clifford. It was a bright Monday morning when Clifford dragged his red Ghana must-go bag into Harmony Yard. He had just gotten a job at a bank not far from the area and needed a place close to work. The rent was cheap, the building was painted yellow and green, old paint flaking like dried fish skin, but to Clifford, a house is a house. At least until the first salary. But Harmony Yard was no ordinary place. It was a classic, face me I face you, setup. 10 rooms, 1 bathroom, 1 toilet, 1 kitchen, 1 common tap, and a single clothesline that sparked more wars than a faulty generator. As Clifford stepped in, he met Auntie Margaret, the self-proclaimed landlady's assistant. She wasn't the caretaker, but she acted like one. "Young man, where are you going with that big bag? This is not a hotel, she said, arms akimbo, wrapper tucked tightly, her scarf tied like a crown of suspicion. "I'm the new tenant," Clifford replied, offering a polite smile. Okay. Room 5. But let me tell you now, we don't tolerate nonsense in this compound. You hear? From there, Clifford's journey into communal madness began. One thing Clifford quickly learned was that using the toilet was a strategic mission. You either woke up before 4:30 a.m. or you waited in a queue that could rival a government subsidy protest. "Who left tissue on the floor again?" came the shout of Mr. Thomas, a bald man in his late 30s who worked as a tailor. He was always shirtless, always shouting, and always the first to accuse. "Maybe it's the new guy," added Linda, a makeup artist who somehow had makeup on 24/7. Clifford peeked from his door. "Excuse me, I haven't even used the toilet today." "Exactly. That's what they always say." "Deny, deny, deny," replied Mr. Thomas. Auntie Mags came strutting in, her slippers slapping the cement ground. "All I know is that someone will explain that mess before nightfall. I have Dettol and I'm not afraid to use it." The kitchen was another battlefield. "Who took my Maggi cube?" screamed Rose, a single mother of 2 who sold second-hand clothes. "Please, everyone, check your conscience," she added, her voice rising like steam from boiling rice. "Rose, a beg? It's 1 cube," said Stella, the hairdresser who lived in room 2. "Nay, God go judge us all." Clifford entered the kitchen with his kettle, hoping to boil water. He noticed every stove was in use and the gas cylinder had a padlock. "Who locks a gas?" "New tenant, Abby," said Philip, the IT guy from room 4. "Better buy your own stove. And don't leave it here, they will use it to fry fish and deny it." Saturday morning brought sun and soap suds. "Please, who shifted my clothes to one corner?" came the shout from Martha, a teacher with a permanent frown. "Maybe your clothes shifted themselves when they saw better quality clothes," Linda mocked. "Linda, try me today and you will know that I'm not one of your YouTube subscribers." Clifford tried to hang his shirts but found no space. So he laid them on the fence, hoping no pigeon would bless them. Gossip was the national anthem of Harmony Yard. Did you see the way Auntie Mags was whispering to Mr. Thomas last night? Stella whispered to Linda. Something is going on. Maybe she's sewing wrapper inside his room, Linda replied, winking. And what about Philip? Always saying he's doing remote work. Me, I've never seen him wear trousers since he moved in, added Rose. Clifford walked by and heard them. He shook his head. So this is how they monitor people here. One night, after queuing for the toilet for 25 minutes, having his pot of rice stolen, and seeing his shirt fall into the gutter, Clifford snapped. Is this what people call accommodation? This is suffering in disguise. He yelled into the compound. Oh, you've started shouting. Welcome, Clifford. You are now a true member of Harmony Yard, Auntie Mags said, sipping Lipton like it was wine. Every Wednesday night, tenants gathered for compound prayers. But it was also a coded gossip conference. Lord, deliver us from neighbors who borrow salt and forget where they borrowed it from. Auntie Mags shouted. And those who collect matches and return it halfway burnt, added Mr. Thomas. Or those who use people's buckets without asking, Rose said, glancing at Clifford. I only used it once. And I washed it. Clifford defended. Arn. So you admit. Case closed, Stella muttered. The day came when everyone argued. It started with water. Who left the tap on and flooded the compound? Martha screamed. Ask Philip. He's the only one who listens to music in the bathroom. Maybe he danced and forgot himself, Linda teased. Music is not a crime, Philip replied, adjusting his Bluetooth speaker. Before long, a full-blown shouting match erupted. Buckets were banged, slippers were thrown, and someone mistakenly poured Gary water on Clifford's shoe. I'm buying a tent and sleeping at work, Clifford murmured, defeated. One Saturday, the landlady, Madame Evelyn, paid a surprise visit. She wore oversized glasses and walked with a limp. What's that smell? Why is the kitchen looking like a war zone? And where's the mop I bought last Christmas? No one answered. Instead, everyone became unusually busy. You people are living like goats in a shrine. Clifford, you're new. Are they treating you well? Clifford stared, unsure whether to lie or speak truth. They're passionate, he finally said. Months passed. Clifford got used to the noise, the gossip, the fights, and even the shared gas stove. He even contributed to a compound contribution to buy a new mop. You see now, Auntie Mags said. This one has finally adjusted. He even told me good morning today, Martha added. Small. You're now our brother, said Mr. Thomas. As mad as it was, Harmony Yard had become home. A place where peace was occasional, but laughter was constant. And despite everything, nobody ever wanted to leave. It was on a Thursday afternoon, when the sun baked the zinc roof like hot bread in an oven, that Elizabeth arrived at Harmony Yard. She wore a bright yellow Ankara skirt and blouse with heels that clicked musically as she walked. She carried just one suitcase and a calm confidence that made even the birds pause. Auntie Mags squinted from her window. Who be dat? See heels for this our compound. She no say na soakaway day under that side. Mr. Thomas leaned on his doorframe, arms folded. She carry load way no reach anything. Na only fine face she get. Na wa. Within hours, Elizabeth became the new topic. Who was she? Where did she come from? And why would someone like her choose a place like Harmony Yard? Clifford didn't speak to her at first. He just observed. She was different, not just in beauty, but in manner. She greeted everyone with respect. She fetched water without rolling her eyes. She even greeted the rats like old friends. One day at the tap, their hands touched. Sorry, she said. No problem, he replied. They laughed. That's how it started. Clifford found himself drawn to her. Not just for her looks, but for the way she listened, the way she smiled, the way she said his name like it had flavor. The tenants noticed. Auntie Mags, you see, say Clifford, they carry 2 buckets now. One for him, one for that, Miss World. Mr. Thomas, dem day do secret meeting for backyard I catch dem day whisper last night. Martha, I hear say she day call Cliffy. Na so love day start. Despite the gossip, their bond grew. But Elizabeth wasn't ordinary, she wanted to be sure. First, she told Clifford she was broke and couldn't pay her rent. He paid without blinking. Then she pretended to fall sick. Clifford brought her food, medicine, even used his only annual leave to stay with her. The final test came one Sunday evening. I need to tell you something, she said, eyes moist. What is it? I might be pregnant. Clifford's heart pounded. He sat slowly. Pregnant? Are you okay? What do you need? She looked at him, waiting for anger. But he smiled, held her hand. If it's true, then I'll be the happiest man alive. I'll work harder. I'll be there, for you and our baby. She turned her face away, tears falling silently. From behind the walls, Auntie Mags hissed. I talk say bell go enter. Mr. Thomas whispered, this one na love way go reach newspaper. But Elizabeth smiled in her room. Clifford had passed every test. Little did anyone know, including Clifford, that the best surprise was yet to come. Elizabeth asked him to meet her in Royal Villa Estate. I want us to talk, away from the noise of Harmony Yard, she had said, her voice soft, her eyes unreadable. He borrowed a crisp shirt from Mr. Thomas, wore his only good shoes, and boarded a bus with butterflies in his belly and 4,000 nairas in his wallet. The address she sent led him to a tall silver gate guarded by 2 men in suits. He checked the paper again. No, 8 Opal Crescent. This must be a mistake, he muttered. Before he could retreat, the gate swung open and a tall woman in heels and sunglasses stepped out. Elizabeth. But not the Elizabeth of Harmony Yard. This one wore a designer gown and carried an air of effortless elegance. Clifford froze. Lizzie. She smiled, removed her glasses. Welcome, Clifford. He entered the mansion like a man walking into a dream. The living room was larger than the entire Harmony Yard. Chandeliers dangled like frozen stars, and the scent of fresh roses filled the air. He sat on a velvet chair that probably cost more than 3 months' rent. Elizabeth sat across from him, crossed her legs, and finally said, Clifford, I'm not who you think I am. Silence. My real name is Elizabeth Uche Okafor. My father owns Uchatech Industries. I came to Harmony Yard pretending to be poor because I wanted to find a man who loved me for who I am, not my money. Clifford blinked twice. His mouth opened, but no words came. She continued, I tested you, the rent, the sickness, even the pregnancy. I needed to know if you truly cared. He finally found his voice. So, you're not pregnant? No, she said with a half laugh. But you, Clifford, your reaction proved everything. You passed every test. Tears welled up in her eyes. Nobody ever treated me the way you did. You made me feel loved, not for my name or wealth, but for my heart. Clifford swallowed hard. Lizzie, I don't even know what to say. Then don't say anything. She stood, walked over, and pulled him to his feet. Just say you still love me. That's all I need. He smiled, trembling. I love you, Elizabeth. Poor or rich, pregnant or not. I love you. They embraced. Back in Harmony Yard, when news of Clifford's sudden trip spread, the yard was on fire. Auntie Mags, I hear say she carry am go city. She don charm Clifford o. Mr. Thomas, my guy don hammer. See as love day carry person go international. Martha, so she rich. Ah, this life no balance. Days later, Elizabeth returned, not with heels and pretense, but with Clifford by her side, and 2 moving trucks. They were relocating. But not before she gathered the entire yard and told her story. The yard fell silent. Some laughed in disbelief. Others cried. Auntie Mags nearly fainted. And Mr. Thomas muttered, "Love n a strong thing." Meanwhile, long before Elizabeth came to Harmony Yard with her gentle smile and fake pregnancy tests, there was Judith, a fine, fair-skinned lady with a confident strut and a sharp tongue. She and Clifford had met at a cybercafe where he helped her draft her CV. Clifford, with his usual humility and charm, gradually began caring for her, topping up her airtime, escorting her for job interviews, and even skipping meals to buy her birthday gift, a pair of earrings from the roadside boutique. But Judith never saw beyond his slippers or the frayed collar of his shirt. Or worse, the shame of his address. One afternoon, when Clifford tried to walk her to her bus stop from Harmony Yard, she paused at the entrance, looked around with disgust, and said, "Please don't ever introduce me to anyone from this compound. Clifford, you're a good person, but I can't associate myself with your kind of life. A whole me, sharing kitchen and toilet with strangers. God forbid." Clifford stood there, wounded and humiliated. He wanted to ask what exactly was wrong with being humble and hopeful, but he swallowed the pain like hard Gary. She blocked his number 2 days later. Back to the present. Now Clifford was no longer the struggling tenant with patched shoes. He had returned from Port Harcourt with Elizabeth, now revealed to be the daughter of one of Nigeria's wealthiest men. Their love story was trending on social media thanks to a small blog post titled, "Harmony Yard's Humble Romeo." Guess who read it? Yes, Judith. She came back to Harmony Yard that weekend in a yellow cab, wearing sunshades and shame on her face. Clifford was in front of the yard, supervising a small renovation project he had funded for the compound. Judith stepped out nervously. "Clifford." He looked up slowly. "Judith. Ah, long time. I saw the news," she stammered, biting her lip. "About you and the lady." "Yes, Elizabeth," he said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "I came to say, I'm sorry. For the way I treated you. I was immature." Clifford sighed. "We all learn, Judith. But you see this place," he gestured around Harmony Yard, where tenants were laughing and sharing malt drinks Elizabeth had provided. "It made me who I am. I'm proud of it." Judith blinked back her tears. "Do you still feel something for me?" He gave a small chuckle. "I used to wish you would come back. But now, I've moved on. I've found someone who loved me even when I had nothing." Just then, Elizabeth walked out of Clifford's self-renovated flat, holding a tray of Puff Puff. "Cliff, your meat pie is ready too." Judith turned away. "I should go," Clifford called out after her. "Judith." She paused. "I hope you find peace. And someone who loves you for who you are, not where you live." She nodded and walked away, heels clicking on the pavement, echoing her regrets. Later that evening in Harmony Yard, the tenants sat around plastic chairs, fanning themselves, laughing and reflecting. Mr. Thomas took a sip of malt. "You see this, Clifford N. I used to think he was just another quiet guy. But see how life turned am to Prince Charming." Auntie Mags adjusted her wrapper. As for that Judith girl, if dem give am second chance now, she go wash Clifford boxer by hand. Martha added, but I like how Clifford handled it. No insult. Just wisdom. Elizabeth, overhearing from her corner, smiled to herself. She had tested Clifford in secret. But Judith tested his pain in public. Yet Clifford stayed kind. Clifford and Elizabeth got married in a grand ceremony, but Clifford never forgot his roots. He sponsored repairs for Harmony Yard, gave small businesses to the tenants, and started a charity for struggling single-room families. The tenants of Harmony Yard changed. The gossip slowed. The love grew. And though quarrels still happened, they all remembered Clifford and Elizabeth's story, and how love, humility, and patience changed everything. Moral lessons. Love sees beyond status. Clifford loved Elizabeth for her heart, not her bank account. Don't look down on people because of where they live today. Tomorrow is unpredictable. Tests may come in disguise. Genuine love will always pass. Never underestimate anyone. Today's tenant might own the house tomorrow. The end. Thank you for watching. Please like and share your opinion on the comment section. Please remember to subscribe to this channel for more interesting stories. God bless you abundantly. Bye bye.